Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Italy 3, Turkey 0. What an opening game performance for the Italians. They were absolutely scintillating this evening. They truly, truly were. The first half, the ball retention, the press, the movement, the overlapping and underlapping runs and the hard work from their fullbacks, the press from the centre was absolutely sensational. The overloads they created at times was too much to handle, but not the clear-cut opportunities. And when they did get in front of goal, they weren't quite sort of finishing their dinner, as it were. And then you had that kind of thought in your head. Turkey did nothing. They didn't lay a glove on Italy in the first half. But you always get those sneaky suspicions in football. Could this be a smash and grab? Could this be a 1-0 victory? Could Turkey do something and upset the apple cart here? But Italy came out in the second half and they were absolutely out of this world. Immobile, Jorginho in the middle was absolutely scintillating. Insigne was brilliant as well. I thought, I want to try and pronounce his name right. Spinazzola on the left fullback was out of this world. And when you look at this game statistically, I was looking at this from throughout the course of the game, and my word, 24 shots to 1 in the game, 78% possession in the game, I'm a lie. 62% possession, 87% pass completion, 592 passes attempted in this game from Italy. Now, I have to say, I never professed to be a European football expert in any way, shape, or form. However, I've watched Italy play many, many times in my life. Pragmatism is the word that comes to play. Kind of methodical in their approach. Slow play at times is often labeled and thrown at the Italians. But tonight, the Azzurri were absolutely sensational. The speed, the press, it was modern. It was modern day football at its absolute best. And Roberto Mancini has got this Italian side playing spectacular football. Absolutely spectacular football. And they're a threat. In the first half, I wasn't sure. Did they have goals in this team? And they proved it tonight. Turkey, everybody's, including mine, they were dark horses. We expected them to do brilliant things. And they've got a long way to turn this around, Turkey. And they may very well turn this around throughout the course of the season. But tonight, they were caught cold. They didn't have anywhere near the same energy, anywhere near the same stamina, anywhere near the same staying power as Italy, that looked like they could keep going and going and going. And it's a great start to this tournament from the Italians, from Roberto Mancini's team. Excellent. We have a super chat here that says Turkey got stuffed like it was Thanksgiving. Jorginho was class, and Chiellini, I think you mean that, rolling back the years. Yeah, Chiellini and Bonucci at the back were out of this world. I thought so many good performances tonight. Jorginho in the middle, currently winning our vote, by the way, right here, right now on YouTube. We have a poll running in the chat section. 41% have voted him as the man of the match. Spinazzola is in second place, or joint second place with Immobile, and then Insigne is bottom currently on 15%, but also got his vote and his goal tonight. Make sure you're hitting that like and share button for us right now, ladies and gentlemen. You do have the opportunity at the end of June to go into a prize draw with the Football Terrace to win a football shirt of your choice. Super chat in and guess my man of the match. Make sure you're super chatting my man of the match. It's one of the 4 that's in the poll. I'll give you a clue. Pick who I would choose to be the man of the match. Super chat here says Italian attempts 24, Turkey 1. That's how bad they were destroyed tonight. In every element of a game of football, they were destroyed from front to back. It was nothing but sensational. And do you know what? There's certain teams when it comes to European competition, Italy being one of them, Germany being another, that I just personally don't like to write off. I never like to write off. Footballing nation to their core, passion, desire to win. But they have the right coach. They have the right ethos and system, it looks like. And Italy can be quite slow starters in tournaments, and they get better as things go on. This is a little bit of a sobering fact, really, to watch them playing so well this early on in the competition. It really, really is. Let's take a look here at some more of your comments here. Ebos says Spinazzola was class running down that left-hand side. He's sensational tonight. Sensational. He really, really was. Very, very impressive. One voice says sleeping giants. Mohammed says here that Jorginho was superb. Yeah, out of this world. Legitimately out of this world. Absolutely sensational. He truly, truly was. I was thoroughly, thoroughly impressed with every single thing that I saw from Jorginho tonight. Statistically, he was superb. On the eye, he was superb. Anchored that midfield. Just, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch. And there's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a hell of a lot of teams that want to be a little bit fearful tonight of what we have all just witnessed with the Italians, who are written off by most early on. Chelsea transfer gossip says Jorginho better than Scholes. Kesh says Turkey will come back better next game. And you know what, Kesh? It's a great shout. I think they can. I think they will. They're a very talented young team. They just need to get over this mauling, because that's what it was in the end. You can see the frustration creeping in at the end, some of the fouls, some of the kind of petulance that came in. But it was excellent here. And the BBC are actually just focusing here on Leonardo Spinazzola. I was so impressed with him tonight. Absolutely brilliant. Just continuous all night. I suppose the only thing I would say to the Italians is, you know, if they play like that again in the second game with that level of intensity, could they burn themselves out in this tournament? But they do have 26 players. That's what's so impressive. Comment here says Mancini is a top coach. Mancini is an excellent coach. And, you know, again, another little thing that stood out to me in this game, watching them play, is that we forget how good Roberto Mancini was at Manchester City. We really do. And we were talking yesterday about what England need to do next. And I'm saying I think that we need to look for a manager who is foreign, who's top class, but has managed in the Premier League. And look, maybe when Roberto Mancini is done with his Italian project, there's you know, we go and look at somebody like him, because he's managed and been successful in the English game as well. So has a deep understanding of what it takes. As comment here says, Spinazzola ripped Chilik. I don't want that right back at Arsenal. He was suspect. Look. What I would say is this: don't judge anybody. Spinazzola is the best fullback in the world, or the right back was awful. It was just an excellent performance. Let's see how things progress throughout the rest of the tournament. For an opening night, it was absolutely sensational. Make sure you're hitting that like button, ladies and gentlemen. David here says, what a game, a Mobile goal and assist. My fantasy league captain. My fantasy league captain from man like David. So there is a Football Terrace fantasy league that has been created. I need to really post all the links in the description of these things moving forward. Lots of people signed up to that earlier on today. Over 370 members already in the hat for that. I got 1 point tonight in my team. I didn't pick any Italians, which is it always feels like a mistake. It always feels like a mistake when you pick a, and I listened to Igal, didn't I? And I've got the Turkish goalkeeper on my bench, and he conceded 3 bloody goals. So I lose points there. Which isn't good, but there we go. It is what it is. Early starts to that. If you want to join our Super League, we will. Do you know what we'll do? I'll share it with you right about now. What do I need to do here? Leagues. Hang on a second. I don't really know how to use this properly, if I'm being honest. I just clicked on leagues and then it threw me out of the league that I'm in, and I don't really understand why. Where's my league gone? It's now asking me to create leagues. I don't want to create leagues. I want to join leagues. One of the boys can share it in the comment section. You guys can go and sign yourselves up to that. I'll get it posted properly later. We have another super chat here that says, Italy are overrated, Thierry. Everyone can beat Turkey. Facts. Well, we'll see. And that's one of the great things about tournament football, because of the speed and the speed of which the games sort of turn around. You get to these things very, very quickly, don't you? You get to these matters very, very quickly indeed. So yeah, we will see. We'll see if you're right. Get your super chats in with a chance to win the football shirt of your choice. We're going to share. It's one of the 4 that's in the comment section, in the poll on the comment section right now. I'm also going to share the link via StreamYard for you to all come on and have your say with us this evening. I'm going to put that out now. It's going to be in the chat room that is created. The chat room that is created for you all. The chat room is named StreamYard call-in links. So get across to the Discord server. The link for that is in our description below. Get yourselves involved. I will share the Fantasy League link very, very soon if you want to get involved as well. Now, big question of the night. My call to action for you, the viewers. Aside from guessing who the man of the match is, the big call to action, the big question for you tonight. Have your minds changed already this early on about Turkey or about Italy? I want your views on this. Are you sitting there thinking I've completely underrated Italy and they're 10 times better than I thought? Are you thinking I've overrated Turkey? Or are you just going to stick with how you felt before the game kicked off? I want your comments on that. Your live comments on that, please, ladies and gentlemen. Hello to everybody watching over on Twitch. Drop us a comment and let us know you're there. Everybody watching on YouTube, on Twitter, sorry, make sure you're hitting that retweet button. You're hitting the like button, subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. Comment here, the Turkey goalkeeper did make some good saves. Yeah, I would expect that the keepers make good saves. Terry, are you covering the Euros? Euros, you're a Prem channel. Your football knowledge is limited to England only. Well, that's a very nice thing for you to say. I'm covering the Euros. I'm a football fan, and I will be covering the Euros nevertheless. You're here watching me, so thank you very, very much indeed for your very encouraging and very positive comment this evening. Artem, one of our members here, says both I underrated Italy and overhyped Turkey. And this is the thing. Most people did. And most people did because I know for a fact that an Englishman isn't watching lots of Turkey games or lots of Italy games. You don't do the same level of cross analysis as you do when you consume the Premier League or Champions League, as an example. It's why international tournaments always throw up these shocks that we weren't necessarily expecting in any way, shape, or form. Comment here from over on Twitch says Turkey looked confused in the second half. I guess they wanted to rely on the defense to win the match, not the attack. I actually hear you on that. I also think they didn't expect Italy to maintain the level of aggression and of press and the work rate, and maybe thought things would drop away. In my opinion, Italy went up to another level. They increased the tempo, and it just completely and utterly burnt out the Turks. And interestingly, there was less shots on goal and everything in the second half, but better opportunities created. And when they got that first goal, there was almost this element of Italy kind of relaxed a little bit and played a little bit more within themselves, broke the resolve of Turkey, and then reserved that energy in the sort of final third of the game, getting themselves ready for their next match in the group stages. We're going to go to some of your calls now. Really intrigued to see and know what you're all going to say over here on the Football Terrace. If you're new to us, that's absolutely wonderful that you're tuning in for the first time tonight. We're the only fan channel that gives you the chance to phone in for every single live match reaction video for Euro 2020, bi-daily Euro shows, plus a plethora of more content coming for you. We'll be having 2 episodes a week of the Done Deal show that started this week, of course, with the wonderful Dean Jones. We've got brand new tactics videos on the way, a brand new Friday Night Live video on the way, studio being built and put together, Football Terrace away days coming very, very soon as well. Lots of perks for our members in production as it speaks right now. We're going to be getting the final design on the scarves very soon as well. So lots happening at the Terrace, but we're going to go to your calls now. I want to hear from all of you right about now. So if you're watching over on Twitch, by the way, for the first time, make sure you're following and all that jazz. Let's go to some calls. Then we're going to share the link for you to join our Fantasy League too. We're going to go to Leaf first of all. Leaf's a Spurs fan. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, yeah, all is good. It was a great game to start the Euros. Italy are a really strong team. The way that they can control a game with their really good tactics from Mancini. Their midfield, I think, is one of the best midfields in the competition. They didn't even play Verratti or Pellegrini, so some really good things for Italy. And I think this game showed two things. It showed that having a top class a coach like Mancini can change everything, because you can say that an England squad is much like it's much more talented and younger than Italy. But with the experience and coaching of Mancini, you can really get something out of a side, and that's a side of international football. If you have a good coach and a good squad, you can really put the spotlight on some players like Pellegrini. Sorry, like Spinazzola. So Spinazzola, he's a Roma left wing back, and Fonseca really improved him and made him into this attacking threat. And Mancini used that really well tonight, made him look really good. He was so dynamic. I was shocked at how Italy were so well prepared for this game. They were fast.
They were tonight, and it was a very different looking Italy to what, compared to what we're used to, seeing a slower pace, a more pragmatic team, a much more aggressive press than I've seen in a while. And I was listening to an Italian fan talk before the game on the BBC, and he was speaking very much of, Italians felt they lost a passion for their national team, they lost faith, and they very much felt like they needed Italy to reinvent themselves and almost look at the game and say, great, yes, we have a traditional way of playing, but maybe we're going into an era where that's not going to be as successful. And they appear very happy with the direction that Roberto Mancini has taken them in. They're going further down that sort of the pyramid of football to find players, which they never used to do. So yeah, it's really interesting to see what they've done. And I think they've laid down, listen, no one's going to say Italy are favourites to win it after one game, but they've laid a marker down already and said, look, Italy are here. We're back after a few years kind of sort of dormant. In terms of man of the match tonight, who would you pick as your standout player, Leaf?
I would say either Jorginho, who basically controlled the tempo of the game, which was so key to Italy, or Spinazzola, who was really good attacking. But then again, Immobile, his movement created so many issues for the Turkey defense, because Turkey has two really good center backs, but Immobile used his experience to create some really big holes in between the center defensive midfielder and the two center backs. So I would say Spinazzola, because he was really good.
Spinazzola. It's a really, really, really good shout, mate. Thank you very much for coming on and having your say, Leaf. Really appreciate that. Great
Thank
call
you.
again. Wonderful football knowledge there. Next on the show, my guy, my brother's in the house. I haven't told anyone this yet, and we might not be calling the show this anymore, but the new host of That United show, man like Neek's in the house. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not too bad. It's been a big day of sport, man, but West Indies are struggling. Nadal's struggling. So yeah, I'm not in the greatest mood. But some early players got me some fantasy points. So I'm not too disappointed. Turkey were awful. Turkey were awful. They offered absolutely nothing. I didn't really care who won the game. I have no dog in the fight, but I expected the turkeys that I've seen in previous tournaments, World Cups, European Championships. They attack. They're quick in their transitions. They try and score goals. This one, it's like they were just happy to sit back and get a draw. I don't know. Like they were playing for a draw, and it's like, what's the point of playing for a draw? Three teams can go through in the group stage. Even if you lose the game, which you did anyway, you've still got a very good chance of going through. You're playing Wales and Switzerland. You might as well go for it and try and get something out of the game. Get your players, your attacking players into form, whatever. They did nothing. They didn't press. They didn't get forward in numbers, and they had no clinical edge. They were lucky to go in at 0-0, if we're going to be completely honest. And I think by the end of the game, by that one shot on target, it wasn't good. So because of that, it's like, how much can you really judge Italy? You say respect Italy. Well done. You can only beat who's in front of you. But they're going to have much, much tougher tests than this going forward. Much tougher tests.
Yeah, and I do agree. That's why I would say I wouldn't get overtly carried away, because as great as it was, it's about seeing Turkey. And if Turkey are as bad in the next two games, then you might look at it, it was easy for them. If Italy slap their next two opponents and look brilliant, then maybe you look at Italy and think, Jesus, like what are we looking at here? As an example, but they had some good performers. It was a good opening night, I think, for the Euros, and it's just as you say, it's that first night, so there is no need for the overreaction and that's it. Turkey are dead. They're not going anywhere. Like we've seen Italy, and I don't know what tournament it was now. But I remember watching
World Cup 2006 probably.
I think where Italy started off in a 0-0 draw and looked awful, and they went on to win the tournament.
World Cup 2006. Yeah, and they
I think it was that. And who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen from that moment and from that point. From there, this Man City fan, a moment ago, he said that Italy are always overrated, and I'm an English person. And you're entitled to your opinion. Some people agree with you.
I don't think it's a case of overrating. Italy have pedigree at European. Well, I don't know. Have they actually won the Euros? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they've won one, but they've won 3 World Cups, I believe it is.
You know what's interesting is what? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if their European record. I'm just going to search.
I think they got one. Is it 68 or something like that?
I mean, in recent year, let's go and have a look at their honors here for a little second. So things that they've won. They won it in 1968. They've been runners up in 2000.
2000, yeah. They were unlucky in 2000, to be fair, because Wiltord scored 94 third-minute equaliser, and then Trezeguet scored a golden goal.
Yeah, but do you know what I also heard the commentator say tonight? This is commentators things that are mad. It's the first time ever they've scored more than 2 goals in a Euros game.
Yes, but that's Italy. That's the Italy we know. Italy,
and that's what
shut up shop.
And that's what should be. That's what's intriguing me about them now for the rest of this tournament. Is okay. Are Italy going to play non-traditional Italian sort of style of football? And that's a real interesting one to see. It really is.
When you look at the way they play today, as I say, you take it. You say 3 points, cool, but you look at the way that Jorginho was able to just dictate play. Jorginho, we know he's a good player. He's got quality. But what is it that sometimes finds him out in the Premier League is the physical natures. When he's being pressed, he's being harried, and he can't always deal with that aspect. Turkey allowed him to dictate the play, and when you give him that space, he's going to pass you to death. And that's what Turkey allowed. When they play a much better side than Turkey, which they are in the tournament, they're not going to be so tactically naive to allow a player of his quality that much space.
Yeah, you saw it very early on. There was that moment, and I know it was Insigne that had the shot, but it was a wonderful 1-2 played in the box. And I thought, we're 10 minutes into a game and that open. It is what it is. And as you say, the next couple of games will let us know. Were Italy that good? Were Turkey that bad? Was it just opening night nerves? Fans, first time that all these little interesting fans being back at games are going to really change things. Yeah. Big Steve here says, I'm pretty shocked. Turkey defensively pretty solid, and Italy shredded them. Well, remember as well, one thing I would say about Italy, that's 28 games now on the bounce, unbeaten. Would you Locatelli? Would you like Locatelli at United? CDM cheap and good. Look, after one game, I'd say not right now. Let's just wait and see. I'm old enough to remember us getting into bed and signing Jordi Cruyff and Karol Pobulski after Euro 96, and
we signed Kleberson after World Cup 2002.
Kleberson, yeah. Sometimes it isn't so great to do that. If they're not on your list already, don't look at it. Listen, bro, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it. Nick's top man. Speak to you soon. Thank you. Next on the show, Cam is here. Canadian Cam is in the house. What you saying, brother?
Yo, people lied to me about Turkey. They're not that good. I was sitting. I'm sorry. I didn't think Italy was gonna be I think Italy's a good team, and I think they'll make it to maybe the quarters probably. But everybody was gassing Turkey, and I fell into the hype. I have them going to quarters in one of my pools and such, and I just watched that game, and I'm like, no, not at all. The whole setting up, the parking of the bus, they did terribly. If you're gonna park the bus, at least do it right. I didn't realize it was funny. Hakan Çalhanoğlu was in the group and it was in the game, and so many people in the group chat were like, "Is he is he playing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's out there." And he's like, for me, he's probably their best player. So yeah, it was a. Italy routed them. Not some 3-0. If you asked anybody to start this tournament, is Italy putting 3 goals past anybody? They're probably gonna say no. It's not their style. All my best friends are Italian. I watch a lot of Italian football. I watched the Italian team for years. These dudes came over to my house and hung an Italian flag on my clothesline once. Watched Italian football for quite some time. I would have never in a million years guessed 3-0 from an Italian side. Just it's not the way they play normally. Maybe it's changing. I don't know.
Yeah, mate. Well, they are changing the way they play. I was listening to a sort of Italian fans talk about it. As I say, this is why I think, you know what's funny, right? Some people always profess to have like I've got a great, European pedigree knowledge. I know exactly what's going on in all these countries. Yada, da, da, da. I kind of look at it the other way. I don't think people do watch, and that's what watch it as regularly as they make out. Not lots of people anyway. And I feel like what I love about these international tournaments is listening. So I don't watch a lot of build up to Premier League games because I kind of know what's going on because of the press. I always watch the build up, especially to games where it's Turkey, Italy. I love listening. I love when it's harder this year because you can't go into all these countries in the same way. But there's always sort of 15, 20 minutes before every game where they've interviewed fans or you learn something like the history of the football or things that have changed. And that's one thing I say to people. I implore people to watch that side of things because it's legitimately that education piece is so important in terms of the game. Just understanding, like what one Italian fan said earlier. He said the most important thing that Roberto Mancini has brought back into Italian football, and I was going to say modern day press, the defensive line is higher and it copes with it. I thought he was going to come out with something really technical. He said no, that what he's brought back, what every fan talks about, is how every single one of those players has a passion and desire to work for that team. I know he's ill at the moment, and it's very sad. But Vialli's in charge. I can't remember the name of his role, but he's got a really important job within the Italian FA. And he made a comment, and I'm like, this is where it goes beyond. You can have all the great tactics in the world, the best setup in the world, the best players in the world. If there's no badge slapping, badge kissing, chest beating passion within your team, you never ever win. You need it. You need that energy, that aggression always. And Vialli said every single person that plays for Italy only has that blue shirt on loan, and we only accept it back. You'll only ever get it back is when you so if you return it once, it needs to be soaked in sweat and in better condition than when you found it. They basically look at it. If you give a shirt back and it isn't dirty and it isn't sweaty, that's not great. That's not a good condition for it to be in. And I just listened to it, and it probably sounds more beautiful and sort of more poetic, said in the beautiful Italian language. But I just thought that's it. Like you can have all that system, but without that desire they showed tonight, it doesn't work. So Italy, I'm not gonna go over the top with what they're gonna do this year, but I was very, very impressed with the way they played tonight. No doubt about it at all. Cam, listen, bro, thanks for coming on, having your say, mate. Always appreciate it, my brother. Enjoy the rest of your holiday if you're still away. Top man, thank you. We're gonna jump into some more calls. We've had one guest so far for what they think my man of the match is. Keep those super chats coming. Also, if you're watching here on YouTube, refresh the stream and the link for our fantasy league. You will see it in the description below with the code to join as well. Well over 300 people already in the Football Terrace Fantasy League. So go and get that done. Next on the show, we're going to go to Idris. Idris is here with us now. What do you want to say, bro?
Yeah, I just wanted to... Actually, I wanted to talk more about United than the match. I don't know if that is okay.
Yeah, do that. Phone in tomorrow, bro. We're reviewing this game right now. But thank you very much, buddy. Take care. Thank you very, very much indeed. We'll go to Zion. Zion's here with us now. What do you want to say, buddy?
All I want to say is that Italy are the dark horses of this Euros. Let's be real. I mean, they just showed it tonight. I mean, the way that they moved the ball around in that second half. I mean, and also in the first half, they were giving Turkey all sorts of problems. Let's be real. And I think it all started off. I mean, if you think about it, if you saw the national anthems at the start of the game and you saw Italy, they were fired up after that anthem. You saw the players, you saw the fans. This is a different Italy side from different tournaments. I think they're a team that now are poised to, win a trophy and, do it for their fans, because we haven't seen an Italy side that's done that. So I'm very, very, I'm kind of happy that they've done this, because I want competition in these Euros. Let's be real. I don't want to see, one team just sweep everyone away. You want some competition. You want Italy. You want the likes of, Netherlands. You want the likes of, Germany. All these teams to come alive, because they're a reason why they've, won these trophies in the past. So I was impressed with Italy today. I was very impressed.
Yeah, me too. I was very impressed with them. And you're right. One thing that was kind of annoying me in the build-up, I understand why France are the favourites. They deserve to be favourites. They've got amazing players. Their B team could win it. But it was the kind of something I think as I've become a bit older, I've become a bit frustrated with people that just, they've won it. France have already won it. Bayern Munich have already won Champions League. City have already won the FA Cup. It's sort of like, come on, just wait to see a few teams play before you just write everybody else off. And I think that if you get some the Italies, the Germanys, maybe the Spanish, who just look good on when they start playing, it will spice the competition up a little bit more. I'd love to get to the knockout stage where you look at it and say, any one of 3 or 4 teams, maybe more, could go on to win this. It will make it a brilliant tournament. And I think I want it to be like that as well, because I think we as a people across the Europe and across the world tuning in need it, if that makes sense. Like after the 18 months that everybody has suffered, it would just be lovely. And I think football can help heal a lot of wounds.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, to be honest with you, everyone's saying France is going to win it. Everyone's saying, the likes of, because obviously their squad, their attacking power that they've got there up front, with Benzema now back in that squad. So you can't write off teams like Italy, because if you think about it, they've got a decent squad. They've got a young squad. That midfield, Jorginho controlled it today. Let's be real. You got Barella there. He's a great talent as well from Juventus. You got the likes of, Insigne, who I think, in my opinion, he's my man of the match, because I think he was everywhere. I mean, he could have had a couple of goals tonight. Let's be real. If he's, if he, got his shooting boots on, but Immobile, obviously before in the build-up saying that he hasn't done it on the international level. Maybe this tournament can be his level. Maybe he can prove that he can become like, I like a Ronaldo, I like a Mbappe who can score, 10 plus goals, like a Harry Kane. So watch out for Immobile. He's a talent from Lazio. So, even with his age, I think, I've got him dark horse of winning the Golden Boot for this Euros, because I just think he's that type of player. He's a poacher striker. And he might. And I think these are the things that can happen at these tournaments. No one really knows what's going to happen at these tournaments before they start. Everyone can have a guess. Everyone can say, and we already said we're going to redo predictions after the group stages, and I think everyone's minds will change. Listen, Zion, great call as ever. Top man. Thanks for coming on tonight and having your say. Thank you. Jess Dyer here says, watching the way Chiellini, is it Chiellini or Chiellini? I swear I hear people say it differently. Maybe it's Chiellini. Makes a last-minute tackle to keep a clean sheet and celebrates like he scored a vintage Italy. Love to see it. One thing me and Adam Charles, I miss being in the studio settings. I can't wait to go back. When we were watching the games together, seeing a defender do something defensive and then him and his defensive teammate beat their chests and like celebrate it. Yeah, mate, it's an absolute buzz when you see that. No doubt about it. The link, by the way, to call in tonight is on the Discord server. You can join our Discord server. There's a link in our description below, and it's in the StreamYard call-in link box. It's been published for you all, so you can all go over there and see that. Thank you for that super chat. Jesse, comment here says, Turkey looked tired. They did look tired, It's the first game. Next on the show, we're going to go to Latimus Prime, who's in the house here. Latimus, give me your thoughts on that game tonight.
That game, this is what you get when, I don't watch Turkey much, but the hype and gas they got, and people just automatically assuming they were dark horses, when probably the vast majority haven't really watched them, and I haven't watched them either, so I'm not, there's a reason why I haven't really talked much about them. Is a bit crazy. And then you look at Italy, a team that got no real respect. People were thinking it's madness to make them dark horses. I picked them as my favorites because I look at everyone else. I don't think anyone is really that strong, even France per se. And today was just basically, once it was 1-0, it was just a routine match. They controlled it from start to finish. Jorginho was really good today. Insigne as well. Spinoza, their left back, was also phenomenal. Look, will Italy end up winning it? Maybe, probably not. I mean, they're my favorites, but they probably won't. But I think to not recognize the threat that they have and not treat them with respect, I think it's a bit mad.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly need to be treated with respect. There's no doubt about that. And like you said, a lot of people fancied Turkey because their performances going into this tournament were very good and very strong. They were highly rated. But we've seen this. Put England aside for a moment, because England, I actually forgot about something the other day. I actually forgot. I said the other day that we don't often go out in. I was talking. I don't know what talk. I was saying like we nearly always only get beat by like really good teams. And then I actually totally forgot that the World Cup in 2014, we didn't get out the group, followed by getting knocked out by Iceland 2 years later at the Euros. But that's for another day. That's just me addressing my my mistake in that. But I feel that you have to sometimes just relax a little bit. Everyone can have a prediction and everyone's allowed to overhype. But what I love about that is we always get 1, 2, 3 wrong. There's always a team we say are going to do brilliant that flop. There's always a team that we say are going to be easy to beat or not very good who do very, very well. And it's because actually we don't all consume European and world football at the degree that we like to pretend that we do. We just simply don't. So we don't really know. But that's why I love international football, because of those shocks that it throws up. Listen, bro, thanks very much for calling in tonight, Prime and having your say. Really appreciate that, mate. Top man, thank you. Next on the show, we're going to go to Lamin. We've still got KJ to come. We've still got Tom to come, and lots more people backstage. But Lamin's on the show next. What are you saying, buddy?
Yes, Terry, man. You see the Italians here. I just envy them, really. Like, whenever I watch them play, I just know that they're a team that you can never count out. The Italians, no matter what their record is, whenever it is a tournament football, they always turn up, really. And watching their game today, yeah, I think they've sent a big message out to all of the big boys, to everyone that was just counting them out. And looking at this Italy team, yeah, it kind of just made me reevaluate England and England's performance. I'm thinking, I don't think England beats them, and I don't really just want to be reactionary on that. But I've watched a lot of England football, and I just don't see how, if England was to play Italy now, how we would able to just like beat their press, basically. And if England win their group, which everyone is predicting to win, I don't see how England would get past France, Portugal, or Germany, if I'm being honest. And that means round of 16. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But Italy are a really big problem, and they've set a big marker, and everyone just have to put a respect on their name. It's just, I don't understand where the disrespect came from just because they didn't make the last tournament. But I have them to go at least as far as the semi-final.
I don't think it was disrespect. People just don't know. They just don't. Some people might watch Serie A, but I just don't believe. You got to remember, like over 70% of our viewers here on the terrace live in the UK. We know that through analytics. I would guarantee of those people, actually forget that. I think less than 2% of people that watch us are from Italy. So nearly 100%. So nearly 100% of the football terrace community, in my opinion, out of that group of people, I'd say even less watch the Italian national side play football on a regular basis. So they had no idea what was coming. None of us did. We just know what we read and what other people say, but no one's watching it with regularly, in my opinion.
Yeah, but sorry. What I would add to that is that it's not like Italy don't have a good track record in tournament football. So whenever they turn up in either World Cups or Euros, whenever they're in there, you know that this is a team that's going to be a problem. And I feel like because they didn't make the last tournament, yes, it's a rebuilding job. But Italy just have something that when I look at them, I just don't see in England. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it, but I just know that whenever Italy is on there, you just can't count them out. And looking at this Italy team here, I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way, really. And I can't say the same, sadly, for England. I just can't.
No problem. Lamin, thanks for calling in, mate, and having your say. Top man. Thank you. Tom Little to come. But first, man like KJ's here with us. What you saying, buddy?
Yo. Fair play to Italy, man. In that first half, they struggled to break down Turkey. But Mancini, doing what a quality manager does, gets them motivated, gets them ready to come out in the second half. And you saw what happened. They blitzed them. Turkey couldn't withstand it. They were disciplined in the first half. Very good. But you need something more as well. And then when they was in the possession, they didn't hold the ball well. Their counters weren't really coming off. And Italy just ended them. And it's one of those things where it's like, you got to respect. This is why I'm talking about managers in this tournament. Mancini went and he's won the Premier League. He's got that pedigree. He knows how to win and go over the line and get players to play better in second halves and make tactical changes. Can Southgate do that? I don't know. But big up to Italy. And in terms of Turkey, I didn't really expect anything different from them tonight in terms of they are playing against a bigger team. Now, when we see them against, is it Wales and who else is in their group? Who are Wales playing tomorrow?
Yeah, my brain. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. My brain's just gone numb.
1 second.
I'm gonna go.
Well, Switzerland against
Switzerland.
Wales.
There we go. Yeah, I literally forgot.
Where,
Switzerland.
That's where we will see where this Turkey team are truly at in this tournament. Because no one expected them to go and slap up Italy like that. Let's be fair to them. Like no one did that. So when they go face Wales, they face the Switzerlands. We get to see where they truly are, and if they are at the level that everyone thinks they are, then they should be fine. They should go in there and win those games. But yeah, like you just saw the superior team win.
Yeah, you did today. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. My view is impressed with Italy, praise Italy for what they did today, but not going to go over the top with it's going to do X, it's going to do Y, it's going to do Z. Mate, listen, thanks very much for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Speak to you again soon. Top man KJ. Breaking news about Arsenal from David Ornstein, first reported by John Cross from the Mirror. Arsenal are set to bid between 40 and 50 million pound for Ben White. We'll have more on that tomorrow for you. We're going to keep it on this conversation right now. Next up, Tom Little is here with us. What are you saying, Tom?
I mean, it's a good result for Italy, but I think what sums up Turkey today is what I think sums up a lot of national teams that come into tournaments with hype. It's a lot of good individual players that don't know the system, and they have to adapt to a system. Because Italy, the Italian team, has a core from Serie A, and Serie A is renowned for having a defensive style, a consistent style throughout the years. A lot of the Turkish team are spread all around the continent. You've got some in Turkey, some in France, some in England, some in Germany, some in Italy itself. They're all spread around. They've all got to come to a tournament and readapt themselves to a new system. And it takes time. And the issue with these tournaments is there just isn't that much time to readapt to it. We know that Turkey, if you go player by player, have a very solid team. But the players aren't set for the system as of now. And will they adapt to the system in time? I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be an intriguing one. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Were you surprised with how good Italy were tonight?
A bit, yeah. I was surprised by certain players. I, for one, didn't believe Immobile would be that good. You know, I remember when he was at Borussia Dortmund and he really struggled. And I've had that in my head for a while. He proved me wrong today. That was a brilliant performance, an all-round striker's performance, which is what you want to see. And he was really good. Insigne was quality. Spinazzola. But my man of the match is Chiellini. I think in the first half, he was a threat from set pieces for Italy. Very aggressive in them. He had a great chance saved. But in defence, Turkey did have a couple of counter-attacking opportunities that he was able to just snuff out. And that experience could take them through some of the round 16 quarterfinals if needs be. It's experience that not a lot of teams have.
No, it very much could. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be intriguing to see what they do. I think a few people will have perked up their ideas a little bit and might be thinking a little bit, oh, good Jesus, like what are we actually going to get here out of Italy in this tournament? Listen, Tom, thanks for coming on and having your say. I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed. Let's do some more of your comments that are coming through here. A lot of people saying Italy are dark horses. A lot of Italians will probably say, why? You know, we're one of the most successful teams. Really and truly, if you think about it, in the last ever in football, you know, they've won, 4 times World Cup winners, twice runners up. They've won this tournament once, twice runners up. Like, there's not very many European teams that have a better pedigree than Italy. You know, you've got Germany and France, so you could probably put on par with them, and Spain in recent years, but Spain's history wasn't that great. Outside of that, like, they're the 4, innit? They're the 4 major European teams, and that's why I don't write any of them off. I can't ever write any of them off. They've always got the ability to turn up and do damage in these scenarios. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Top Dog says, I don't care If it's only the first game, Italy are going far in this tournament. Save this tweet or comment, as it were. In terms of the poll currently going on, Jorginho still leading with 33% of the vote now. Spinazzola is in second place on, I can't read that right, 26%. You got a little while longer to get in your super chats to guess who you think my man of the match is. If you guess it right, your name will go into the prize draw to win a football shirt of your choice at the end of the month. Next caller on the terrace we're going to go to Abs is with us here. What are you saying, Abs?
I'm good, big man. How are you?
I'm very, very well. What did you make of the game tonight?
The game is weird because you said something earlier on, which is so true. Football fans don't actually consume football. They just make speculations on what they think they know. So Italy, I watched them in the qualifying stage, and I was like, "Oh, Italy are looking a bit different. They're not looking defensive, looking a bit more attacking." And this is the first time in their European history they scored more than 2 goals. So I wasn't shocked by that. I'm just more shocked by Turkey. That was poor from them, really poor. This is a team that took 4 points from France in the European qualifiers, and it looked like they were a poor side. Italy, I think it's a good bet, to win it. I think I would love to see the odds for it. I think it's a good cheeky tenor. But yeah, I was really impressed. And for me, the best player in Italy for me was the left back that plays for Roma. What's his name? Spinazzola.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. He ran him and what's the small guy for Italy again?
Insigne.
Insigne. Immobile. Insigne, sorry. Yeah, him and Insigne, their work and tactics were, for me, Mancini did a number in Turkey. Really impressed by Italy.
Yeah, 100%. I was very impressed by them. And this is the thing, you never quite know, because Spinazzola, I didn't think he was that great against Man United. I think he played. I remember the name because it's even though
Terry, you're forgetting he wasn't great in the first game, but in the second game, he's the one that got the equaliser, then came off injured.
Yeah, that's right. I look again, but you kind of overlook that because you sort of think we were already through. How hard are we playing? And that's the thing. And nobody really talks about these players because nobody's can shoot. Like people that watch Serie A, I know what they do. They watch the Milan derby. They watch all the big clashes. But they're not watching Roma play. They didn't watch Roma play more than 3 games in a year, even if they watch Serie A. So they don't know about these players. And that's not an insult to them. No one does. Most people watch 1, maybe 2 leagues. And even within that, they only watch a finite amount of games. Some people act like I watch every single game of football that ever happens every week. I know it's like, you don't, bruv. Because there isn't the physical time. There just isn't. You know what I mean? Listen, Abs, great call. Thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Gary here with Super Chat says, decent result, but against a poor side. And if I was Italian, I would be worried about the pace against other teams' pace, you mean, against the aging centre-backs. Maybe let's see what happens. It's a fair point to be made there, though. Next caller, hi to you over there on Twitch. That is 1N Gav. Hope you are well over on Twitch. Make sure you follow us over on our Twitch account, by the way, the Football Terrace. Go search it, go find it. You can join our fantasy league as well. The last time I checked, it was on about 325 members. It's now jumped up to 339 members of our league now. So get yourselves over to that. Next on the show, we're going to go to Ellie. Ellie's on the line now. What are you saying?
Hey, Terry. How are you doing?
I'm very well. What do you want to say, buddy?
I want to talk about Italy's performance. They were incredible. Their movement, their pressing, their passing, just incredible. And I was checking the odds right now. Apparently, Italy now, according to Betway, are second favorites after France. Turkey, why were Turkey rated? They don't have good players like Kaglar Siyuncu. I get that. But other than that, what? They don't have anyone. Well, look, Terry, I think Italy will at least reach the semifinals. I think they have a very good team. My man of the match, Insigne. What a great goal that was. Jorginho, as a Chelsea fan, Jorginho was fantastic today. He didn't make a single bad pass. So look, Italy under Mancini, they can go far.
Italy certainly can go far. There is no doubt about it. I would just say, I think Turkey do have some talented players. There's no doubt. Maybe they got caught on the hop. Maybe they weren't quite ready for today. It's going to be intriguing. But right now, I'm not going to write anyone off because we've got to see more of these group games go through. But Italy certainly laid down a marker tonight. No doubt about it. Ellie, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say.
Thank you, Terry.
Listen, no more calls this evening. We're at the end of our show. We're back tomorrow. We will be live. We'll be live in the morning with more transfer news for you. We'll be live after Wales versus Switzerland. We'll be live after Belgium versus Russia as well. So make sure you're tuning in as often as you can to the Football Terrace. Tony here with Super Chat says, people gassing Italy. Turkey didn't show up, is what Tony believes. Right. So tonight we had one person guess my correct man of the match, and that was Sanhu. And he guessed it correctly. My man of the match tonight was Spinazzola. I thought he was excellent. Absolutely. I just enjoyed watching him play. It was more of a preference than a statistical pick. Absolutely brilliant, no doubt about it. He's come second on your poll. Nearly 3,000 votes on that right now. Jorginho won it in terms of the viewers' pick, which is amazing for him. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Everybody, goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.